Hi everyone, welcome to the Random Burrito and welcome to another deck unboxing or deck flip through. And this is again the Random Burrito where we talk about books, food, gaming, sometimes occult stuff. And this Mystical Manga Tarot, published by Llewellyn, is created by Ran and text by Barbara Moore. This deck was gifted to me by my good friend Yin of the Tarot Adventures of Alpaca Mochi. She is my fellow reader and she's my friend that I met through the Mulave community here locally. And if you are interested in booking a session with her, a tarot session, a reading session, I'll link her FB right below the description box. And honestly, she gives these readings that are almost like therapy sessions, if I may say so. So if that's kind of your thing, do give her a message. So this is the Mystical Manga Tarot. Again, this was gifted to me by my friend Yin. Based from what she said, it seems like the deck doesn't really fit the type of practice or the type of spiritual journey that she is on. And I appreciate her thinking of me when thinking of whom to give this deck to. And the guidebook is very thorough. As you can see, there are lots of spreads. And it is colored and the pages are glossy like the pages of a magazine, which I adore. And, you know, in the tarot community, gifting each other or rehoming decks is quite common. Sometimes we see a deck that we like, but in actual practice, it doesn't really resonate with us for some reason. Then we give them a new home so that hopefully the next person who'll be receiving it will be using it more often. And there's nothing sadder than a tarot deck that's accumulating dust in the corner, not being used. So again, thank you, Yin, for this gift. When I actually got the deck, it felt hot, like it was being incubated or something. But I take that's a good sign. So let's do a quick review. Well, it won't be so quick, maybe, but here's the flip through of the deck. The box is very sturdy, as with most Llewellyn decks. My first deck, the Witch's Tarot deck, came also in this type of box. It's magnetic and it's very sturdy, very good for protecting your decks. The backs are perfectly reversible. There's no gilding on the edges, which has its pros. And the card stock is on the thinner side, so be careful if you do riffle shuffle your deck. And okay, let's take a look. So right off the bat, we have the Fool. And since this is a manga anime style deck, the image really makes me think of Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. And I think they went with the direction of the Fool being the Joker. And they put the dog here, which is very standard for the Fool card. Next, we have the Magician. So as you can see, the main elements of the card having the four suits, the sword, the wand, the cup, and the pentacles, these buttons, are represented. And the Magician shows the mastery over the elements. So still very relevant. Next we have a highly stylized High Priestess. And I love this pink and blue motif on her. Looking very wise and stern, if a bit judgmental. But I love this overall look. Very ethereal. And then we have the Empress. Very beautiful. She really looks like Aphrodite if she was drawn by anime artists or by mangakas. Very beautiful. And then we have the Emperor, and I like how they're both holding their scepters respectively. The Emperor looks like um that anime guy that's like the sidekick, the serious um sidekick with almost an anti-hero kind of vibe. I love that. We have the Hierophant, and again looks very stern as is expected of Hierophant. And this is just a bit of tarot trivia. If you've noticed, the cards that we got prior to the Hierophant didn't feature other people. It's only with the Hierophant that we first see a figure with other figures in it. And that's because the Hierophant is the first card that relates to us and our relationship to society, to the outside world. Because the Hierophant is all about tradition and rules, among other things. Next, we have the Lovers. So, as a Gemini, the Lovers has a very special place in my heart because it is the card of Gemini. And I like how this is portrayed. You know, say love is blind, so they're in a blindfold. There are arrows of love, kind of looking like Sailor Moon arrows or something. I really love this Lovers card. One of my favorites. And then we have the Chariot. Very regal, very amazing looking. And I like how the horses are painted or drawn here. Next we have the Strength. So I like this take on the Strength card where the woman is not explicitly or outwardly feminine, but is shown with like a masculine type of strength with her battle armor. I love that. Next we have the Hermit. So this is very reminiscent of, you know, that hermit or that wizard in the woods. Very amazing. I love this. Well, I say that a lot, but I really like this portrayal. I love this deck in general. Very artsy. Next we have the Wheel of Fortune. I like the steampunk feel of the gears. And I believe this is Lady Luck. And I like this depiction of the Wheel of Fortune. Next we have Justice. So Lady Justice, she's blind. You have the scales here. Very amazing. Next we have the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man, if you look closely, it looks like the Fool with his teardrop mascara-ish. And I like the bondage theme that we got going on here. I love it. And next we have Death. So if this would be your first time getting a tarot reading, you might be frightened with this imagery. After Death, we have Temperance. Very angelic. I love it. I love the color scheme, the soft pink transitioning to the blue and the pale yellow. Very heavenly. Next we have the Devil. Wow, this is a really hot devil. And we're stepping into hentai territory here, but very appropriate. Very, how should I say this? Very close to the traditional depiction. So good job. Next we have the Tower. So two people falling off a tower that was struck by lightning. Next we have the Star. Traditionally, the woman in the star is also depicted almost nude or kind of nude. And we have the stars here. Very beautiful, very serene. Next, we have the Moon. So I like that there's a personification of the moon, and In most folklore, the moon is associated with feminine deities, so that's why we see this woman here. Next, we have the sun, and it is very common for tarot decks to have children depicted in the sun because it is said that only children are able to experience the purest form of joy. And I wholeheartedly agree. Next, we have judgment. So these are the angels blowing their trumpets, and the dead, I believe they were buried in very sexy fashion. They're coming back to life. So good depiction. And lastly, we have the world. Okay, very interesting. So the world and the Wheel of Fortune kind of have similarities, and I like how that it's carried out here with the cogs. So we're just missing the 4 fixed signs here, but that's okay. I can see the world. That's all that matters. All right, so those are the major arcana. Let's take a look at the minor arcana, starting with the wands. So the wands look more like spears here, but the element of fire is very much prevalent. The 2 of wands, expansion. 3 of wands, waiting for your ships. The 4 of wands, happiness and celebration. 5 of wands, conflict or competition. Next, we have the 6 of wands, victory. You can see the laurel leaves. The laurels are a symbol of victory. Next, we have the 7 of wands. This guy is being challenged, but he is very much enjoying it. And that is very much what the 7 of wands is all about. Next is the 8 of wands. The arrows of love. Swift action. Next we have the 9 of wands. I like how in this depiction of the 9 of wands, she's smiling. In most depictions, the 9 of wands, the person is wounded, they're looking guarded, but she's enjoying it. And then the 10 of wands, burdens and harvest. All right, onto the court cards. The page of wands, the knight of wands. You would know it's a knight because they have the horse. The queen of wands, very gorgeous. I like how she kind of reminds me of that girl from Magic Knight's Ray Earth, Hikari. Amazing. And then we have excuse me, the king of wands. I would have wanted the kings to be a bit more mature, but that's fine. He still looks kingly. That is such a beautiful crown. So that's the suit of wands. Next we have the suit of swords. The ace of swords representing clarity. Very beautiful. The 2 of swords, dilemmas and crossroads. The 3 of swords, heartbreak and pain. The 4 of swords, mental rest. I like how the hair is drawn. This is such a gorgeous card. I could look at it all day. Next, we have the 5 of swords. Conflict leading to paths breaking, or, breaking bonds, burning bridges. The 6 of swords. Travel, a change in mindset. The 7 of swords. I love how this is depicted because the 7 of swords is basically big trickster energy, and you can see that on her face. But what they don't tell you about the 7 of swords is that you will always get your comeuppance. You will always get what's coming to you. And I like how the eyes are just looking at the person, like there's always someone watching over your every step. And you may think you got away with it, but you're not. So I like this depiction. The Eight of Swords. I like how she looks very trapped. Again, a bit into the bondage theme. The Nine of Swords, the card of your inner demons. The Ten of Swords, ruin and painful endings. Alright, onto the court cards. The Page of Swords, a very young, brash looking guy. The Knight of Swords, looking serene but ready to fight at any moment. We have the Queen of Swords, looking very strong and independent. And the King of Swords, very logical, impartial, and a bit detached, which is appropriate. Onto the Suit of Cups. Wow, this is one of the most beautiful decks I've ever seen, and this is one of the most beautiful Ace of Cups I've ever seen, honestly. The Two of Cups, love and romance. The Three of Cups, coming together. I like how they're all just very happy. I don't know, but somehow they remind me of the girls from Totally Spies. I love it. Next, we have the Four of Cups. He's looking bored and apathetic. The Five of Cups, looking very grim and dark. Next, we have the Six of Cups. Nostalgia, mutual respect, mutual love. The Seven of Cups. Ooh, options, options, options. The Eight of Cups. Contemplation, walking away from something good in search for something better. The Nine of Cups, the wishing card. And the Ten of Cups, the cups of happy ending, the card of happy endings. And I love that the cups are colored in a rainbow gradient. And the court cards, we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, looking every bit of a knight in shining armor. The Queen of Cups, very joyful, motherly. And the King of Cups, very intense looking. And lastly, the Suit of Coins or Pentacles. The Ace of Coins, the Ace of Pentacles with a cornucopia. The symbol of bounty and prosperity. I love that. The Two of Pentacles, he's looking jolly as he balances everything in his life. The Three of Pentacles, the card of work and collaboration. The Four of Pentacles. He kind of reminds me of Squall from Final Fantasy. Next we have the Five of Pentacles, hardship. The Six of Pentacles, charity. The Seven of Pentacles, card of delayed success. The Eight of Pentacles, joy in work. Ah, one of my favorite cards, the Nine of Pentacles, luxury. The Ten of Pentacles, financial success. On to the court cards, the Page of Coins, the Knight of Coins. I like how their outfits are in theme with the element, like coppery green for the coins, representative of the earth. The Queen of Coins. And lastly, the King of Coins. Wow. A really gorgeous deck, and honestly, I have such a very light-hearted feeling with the deck, and I hope you enjoyed this flip through because I really did. I got to enjoy the artwork once more with you guys, and I look forward to using them in my general readings in the future. So thank you for dropping by and hope to see you in our future videos. Bye bye.